What's up, guys? We are back with another One Piece chapter. 1083 is out, and only with the One Piece fans do you get a silhouette and then get a bunch of theories that are going to come from it, which probably have nothing to do with what's actually there.
What?
But we gotta have fun with it. So what did Sabo see? So we got another chapter which left off with another cliffhanger where we didn't really get much going on. Real quick, I'm gonna address I was wrong. I'm gonna stop guessing when we're gonna get the Straw Hats because it doesn't seem like we're getting the Straw Hats anytime soon. Watch I say this and then we get to Straw Hats next chapter. That would be hilarious. Typical Oda stuff. Anyways, definitely was hoping that we would get a lot more information. Don't get me wrong, I think this chapter was great. I think it was phenomenal for your boy Sabo's character, for us to learn a lot more about things that happened at Mary Joie. We also got a little bit of agendas taking place with the admirals making moves but not being able to fight at full force. So people were, clowning them, talking about that the revolutionary captains are stronger than them or whatever the case may be. All right, so we're going to jump into it. So we get into a conversation right where we left off at the end of 1082 between Sabo, Dragon, and Ivankov. And they're talking about what transpired at Mary Joie. So we thought we were going to get right into what he saw, but he wants to break down everything that happened. Let us know, the readers, everything that went down as far as the task that they went to complete and the fact that they were able to complete all of them, which definitely shows some great military skills on Dragon's part because he was able to plan all this stuff out. He's talking about cutting off their food supply, freeing their slaves so that they're helpless. These are all great tactics. When you're a military leader and you're employing these different tactics for you to take out your enemy, this is beautiful. We don't really get to see a lot of this chess moves in One Piece because a lot of it is just the adventure and a lot of jokes, and when we get to fights, it's just straight on fights with the Straw Hats. We don't really have much of these moments where we're getting tactical breakdowns of infiltrations and assassination attempts and things like that. So this is just diversifying One Piece a lot more. We love to see it. So we get another mention of God's Knights, or the Holy Knights. I remember they mentioned them, I think it might have been like 10 or 15 chapters ago, sometime during Egghead or in the beginning before Egghead. You guys could correct me if I'm wrong. We definitely have heard about God's Knights before, and we know that these people are the ones that are the actual ones that are tasked with protecting the Gorosei and the Celestial Dragons. We have the different Cypher Pole agencies, which it's almost like the Secret Service that protects the government. That's what it kind of looks like. And then you have like obviously the other military, and you have like CIA and FBI. So you have all these different branches that are all responsible for different tasks. So we hear about God's Knights being the ones that are tasked with actually protecting the Celestial Dragons. And they look like they're probably some type of elite task force. Not gonna say that they're stronger than the admirals just yet, maybe one or two of them, but this is definitely a lot of fun. When we get the silhouette of the God's Knight, one of them, I'm not gonna lie, the shape of his silhouette does look very reminiscent to your boy Shanks, and a lot of people were like, oh, is it Shanks? Is it Shanks? And I highly doubt that this is gonna be Shanks. After Roger's crew was disbanded, since then, Shanks has been a pirate and doing his own thing, and we know how much he's been frustrating the government and the Gorosei. But Shanks being a Yonko takes away completely the fact that he would be one of God's Knights. Now, with the fact that Shanks is a Celestial Dragon, maybe it's a possibility that maybe a sibling, some type of family member, maybe a brother or father, or whatever the case may be, maybe one of them that actually may be one of God's Knights, but we'll find out. One of the more interesting parts of the chapter to me was when they're discussing the assassination of Cobra, and they show the image of Sabo standing over King Cobra's body. Definitely makes you suspicious of him. So now I understand why Dragon, when he read the newspaper and he was like, yo, like, did Sabo really do this? Like, it definitely looks like it. Like, obviously you want to speak to Sabo and find out his side of the story, and we're gonna find out the truth, whether it was that he was framed, like if it's someone who just so happened to put on appearance to look like Sabo, like somebody like Katarina Devon who could turn into people, or if this is actually Sabo and he stumbled upon the body and that's when they took a picture of him. And it's like, oh, we're just gonna frame Sabo, wrong place, wrong time type of situation. We got one of those. It could be one of those type of situations, or like I said, it could be somebody who is framing him and trying to make it look like it was actually Sabo. So I don't think it's Canary and Devon. I mean, that would be pretty interesting if Blackbeard has some type of role to play in the disruptances of what happened at the Reverie. It would be crazy. I'm not going to jump on that theory just yet, but I do think it's a good one. So definitely would love to know what you guys think about Sabo and how did he end up next to Cobra's body after he died. But Sabo definitely didn't do it, but we'll find out. Well, then we kind of get a flashback as to what actually happened during their mission. We're actually seeing what's going on with the Celestial Dragons and with the revolutionary captains as they're battling to free slaves and cause a lot more havoc as they destroyed the Celestial Dragon symbol and cut off food supplies. So just seeing the mission actually take place with all 4 leaders. We didn't actually see Bello Betty in this chapter, but we saw the other 3 and seeing how they were fighting and trying to fending off the admirals. And we see that the admirals, they were holding back. They didn't want to destroy Holy Land. It would have been a lot more of an interesting fight if they would go hard, but if they were to actually win, I don't know. Who knows? I mean, they might win. The admirals might win. Fujitora just starts dropping some giant meteors. I'm pretty sure most of the place would have been excavated. That was a lucky thing on the part of the revolutionaries that the admirals weren't able to go all out, so they were able to complete all their missions. The only thing we didn't get to find out is what's going on with Bonnie. We got a quick view of Bonnie. How the hell did she go from Marijois to Egghead? Which we know that she knows about Egghead, but how did she get there? So yeah, I was mentioning that we got the abilities of the revolutionaries, but it was really just Karasu. We've already seen Morley use the push fruit. Lindbergh, it seems that he's just a mink. I don't think he had any devil fruit abilities, but he seems to have some type of weapons that are a bit futuristic. So he's got a laser gun, and that's what he was using to free more slaves. But it was really Karasu that was always the question mark about what type of ability he had. If it was a Zoan type, if it was a Paramecia, if it was a Logia, we had no clue. But now that we know it's the suit fruit, we can almost assume that it is a Logia type and that he's able to manipulate his body in any way, shape, or form, just like almost kind of like Crocodile's ability. That's what it kind of reminds me of because of the fact that it's like an ash, so it's like a dust. It's very interesting. I love this ability. I think Karasu is probably the strongest of the 4 captains. But yeah, then it kind of wraps up. It circles back to Sabo inside Pangaea Castle, looking for the keys to free more slaves and also for how he's going to free Kuma. Then we get Cobra, who's with Shaka and Pell, and going to meet with the Gorosei alone. So we're assuming that after this meeting that somehow he's killed, or it's either during this meeting, something along those lines, but it has to be around this time. We'll find out hopefully next chapter. Definitely want to get into some theories that I was trying to get into in the beginning of the video, but I was like, I'll save it. So next chapter, hopefully we're going to get a lot more of this stuff. We want to know, what did Sabo actually see, if he knows who actually did kill King Cobra, and obviously we want to know who the hell the God's Knights are. Don't think we're going to get into the God's Knights unless it's something that Sabo saw once again while he was at Marijois. Hearing some theories about who God's Knights are, I was hearing some people say, oh, maybe it's clones. At this point, wouldn't be surprised if we got some more clones like we do with the Seraphim. You know, clones of, maybe there's a clone of Shanks. Maybe there's a clone of Shanks. That would be very interesting. Things are still ramping up and we get to see a different side of the revolutionaries with this chapter. We get to see the tactical portion, the portion that actually has shown us why the world government looks at Dragon and says that he's the most dangerous man in the world. You know, because of his smarts and his ability to plan out stuff like this, plan out these type of raids. We're not sure if they've ever done anything like this in the past, but they had to have done some things that has definitely gotten their attention to make them want to be like, yo, we have to stop this guy, Monkey D. Dragon. There's just too much going on. Oh yeah, also, didn't mention this before, but they did briefly discuss the fact that there were many countries that are revolting, that have decided that they no longer are going to be paying the celestial tributes, which 8 of those countries, one of them being Lulusia, which was destroyed. So we have begun to see that the revolution has been lit up and it's beginning to spread amongst the world. And then on top of it, then you have Cross Guild, who has citizens who are also turning against the government. But like I said, we're gonna save this whole revolution theory, this whole revolution idea for another video. So definitely look out for that one sometime soon. Definitely would love to hear what you guys think about what else is going to be going on in the next coming few chapters. What do you guys think about the God's Knights? What do you guys think happened with Sabo when he was at Mary Joie? When do you think we're going to see the Straw Hats again? But yeah, that's it, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely let me know what you guys think. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It's your boy Gabe D Champ. Peace.